Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Arrow. So let's start talking about this episode, which is called The Sin Eater. So with this episode, the big story, I would say the A-plot, honestly, is with Susan and Oliver. But the A-plot for Green Arrow is these three, villains from Oliver's past come back. We have some connections to Quentin, one of the villains, because she used to be a cop, and that's kind of the A story for Green Arrow, but I honestly consider that more of a B story. But the bigger story with this episode is that Susan kind of connects the dots that Oliver is Green Arrow. And then Oliver lies and says, no, I'm not Green Arrow. I don't know where you're getting this from. And Thea finds out about this and kind of takes things into her own hands and blackmails Susan. And things go farther than Thea expected, and Susan ends up getting fired, and no one trusts her information as a journalist. So will she be able to get a job? And her career in general is kind of destroyed. And that's mostly the episode. And then in the end, we have a cliffhanger that the scandal they've been trying to cover up with Prometheus finally comes to a head. Finally, Prometheus is mentioned, and Oliver might lose his seat. He might get impeached. So, I do think this was a stronger episode than what we've been seeing. I mean, there are still some soapy moments, I would call. Like, the ending felt very soap opera-ish, and usually Arrow's not that soapy, but I feel like this season especially it has been. So, the ending felt a little cheesy to me, but it's still interesting that they're bringing in Prometheus more. I'm happy about that because I feel like the Prometheus storyline has been sidelined for so many episodes, so it's nice to kind of go head on with that. And I would say the most interesting story definitely was between Susan and Oliver, because she finally finds out that, well, kind of finds out that he's Green Arrow. I thought it was really smart the way she did it. Like, I actually liked her character more because of it. And then the Thea storyline, I'm a little iffy on. I'm glad, obviously, they're using Thea because she's been sidelined for no apparent reason because they don't really know what to do with her. Don't know why she's not Speedy, but okay. Another story, but she's turning into her mom, which is kind of weird because I feel like her journey's always been to stay away from what her parents were, what, you know, Robert Queen was, what Mora was, what Malcolm was, and now she's like turning into her mom for some reason. I felt that was kind of out there for her. Like, she takes a vacation and then she's like, I'm gonna turn into my mom and do this. Like, I feel like Thea has grown from that. She's not her mom, and that's what kind of makes her interesting. Now, I think they could have done this story in a way that still kept to Thea's character, that maybe she was like more persuaded to do this. I just don't think there was enough screen time for her to do that. It just kind of felt off to me with that. But I like the ending where Oliver's like, oh, you know, I care for you and I'm worried that you're doing these things. So I'm hoping in the future we kind of get a better explanation of why she kind of does this 180/360 in this episode with her personality. So we'll see, maybe there's something more behind it. But I will say the villains this episode were not great. They're just kind of there to punch something and also bring in the Black Canary story, which I kind of like. I like they're trying to play with the legacy stuff, but that was a bit sidelined in the episode. I think Quentin was used pretty well here. I'm glad that he was kind of more in the episode. So just characters we haven't really seen in a while being better utilized in this episode was great. So overall, it was an okay episode. Again, the actual Green Arrow parts I felt were boring and kind of not cliche, but villain of the week. They're just like, alright, we gotta punch somebody. These are people we're gonna punch this week. And I think that's honestly because the previous episode's not really building up China White and Cupid. Cupid's like, for me, one of the worst villains in this show. So anytime I see her, I'm just like, oh, I really don't care about Cupid. So yeah, seeing those villains again, I didn't quite care about that as much for the returns. I think it was more, if you like those characters in the past, you'll have more of a connection with them in this episode. But yeah, I thought it was an okay episode. I think it was better than what we've been getting, and there's definitely some stronger aspects to the episode. But let me know in the comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And hopefully you guys could go check out the Kickstarter for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter issue 4. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.